Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Canning Nana, and welcome to the shelf-stable pantry collaboration that is being put on by Prepper Potpourri. And we are doing this the first Tuesday of every month throughout this year, and it has been going really, really well. So today I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm doing for dinner tonight. So I just got home, and these three things right here are they were entered in the fair. I don't know what they got yet. I'm going to find out on Wednesday, so hang with me, you guys. But I'm going to put together a really, really fast meal, and just want to show you how I do that. So I'm going to go pretty quick, but I want to show you the basics. So I have on stock, in stock all the time, I've got regular flour to make flour tortillas. These were not handmade today, but I can make them. I also have masa in the powder form, the masa flour, so that I can make corn tortillas, or in this case, we're going to make sopes. So, and they're just corn tortillas that are a little bit thicker, and then up the sides a little bit. These are so good, you guys. If you like corn tortillas, the taste of the corn flour, oh, so good. So, I'm going to need avocado because we're going to need some guacamole, some green sauce. We're going to use some pork and beans, and of course some cheese by Thrive Life, and some sour cream powder. So like I said, I'm going to go through this pretty quick. Probably not going to show the sour cream powder or the cheese in this video. Just know that there it is. There is the cheese. I am using the cheese. I am using the sour cream powder. And I'll show you guys what this looks like. So first we are going to be, what we're doing is we're making pork Chile Verde, which I already have a tutorial of in my video collection, my tutorials. I make that and I can it, but for those of you that are new to my channel and that don't know how to do that, I'm probably going to be leaving a link to that in this video by the time this comes out. But for now, this is just my Chile Verde, and this is just pork. So I am normally an ingredient canner, and I really don't like to do a whole lot of meals that are all put together, like soups or stuff like that. Although I do them, I'm an ingredient canner first. So when you have pork and when you have green sauce, what do you make? You make Chile Verde. So since I just got these back from the fair, I have to use them up. In the fair entries, for those of you who don't know, I entered 30 entries into our county fair. And then you put two jars in. So they test or they judge one of them, and then you get that back. And then the other one gets left for fair goers to see when they go to the fair. So these are some of the jars that I got back. So I've been trying to use all this food because otherwise it's a waste of food, right? So I'm going to make some refried beans with these pinto beans, and then put these together for pork Chile Verde. So it's a totally shelf-stable pantry meal. The avocado can be grown fresh. Hopefully you have avocados. If not, you can always freeze them. If you buy avocados in the store now and you have them, you can freeze them in a, I would use a food saver bag. They come out perfectly, you guys. Just take them out of the peel, and they come out absolutely perfectly. Some say you cannot freeze avocados. Not true. I do it all the time. Perfectly fine. Okay, so let's get started on the beans. I know a lot of you that are regulars for my channel have seen me make refried beans before. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, but it's going to be a really, really good meal. Okay, you guys, so I've added onion dices, chopped onions to the mix here. So we are going to put these in with the beans because I remembered that I didn't put any salt or onions or anything in there. So we're going to let the oil heat up, and then we are going to add the beans with the water. And this is going to be kind of hard. There it goes. Okay, so I'm going to do this with both hands, and then I'll be back. Okay, so we have the beans simmering here, and I am going to add some onions to it. I didn't add any before. And some salt. Okay, so I've also added some butter powder to this since I normally add butter to the beans to make them nice and creamy. So all I'm gonna do now is just mash the beans until they are refried beans, which is super, super easy to do. Just get them nice and hot. Keep stirring and mixing. Make sure that you salt them because that brings out the flavor. And don't worry about the liquid because believe me, all of that will be absorbed by the beans once you start smashing them. So just start smashing and we'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to do this. And I just take a potato masher and mash the beans into refried beans until they are nice and creamy, which takes usually about 10 minutes for a pint-sized jar. About the same as a quart though. So just keep going through that until it's nice and creamy and to the consistency that you want it. Okay, so here's our beans, and they are almost done, you guys. So yes, before you ask, use the contents of the jar's water for your beans. That will help them get nice and creamy. And when you start seeing the bottom of your pan like that, that means they are just about done. So if you have butter in the house or butter powder, you can add this to it to make it more rich and creamy, or even a little bit of milk powder would be fine with this. Okay, I'm going to finish these off and then start on the sopes. Okay, so after you form the sopes, and I only have 3, so all you're going to do is you're going to cook them a little bit. I'm not going to give the directions to make sopes right now. I will do that at a different time, but really, really simple to do. You just grill them in a pan once you have them all formed, and then what you're going to do is put them in a pot of hot oil, usually hot oil. I'll just do one at a time to show you guys. These come out amazing. I'm going to get my pork and my chili ready. Okay, so you want to fry the sope like this, and then I usually turn it over and then fry the inside of it just a little bit. Push it down, get it nice and crispy, and then I usually put it in the air fryer, but you don't have to, and all of this you can do on a stove, a wood-burning stove, or whatever if you have no electricity or gas. Okay, so here is the jar of pork, and we are going to pour some of the green sauce in there, not all of it, and then just mix it in, and then put it on the heat to heat it through, because we want it a little bit thick. And I'm not going to leave it in chunks like this because I'm putting it on the sopes, and I'll probably use it for burritos tomorrow. So I'm going to just thin it out just a little bit out of these chunks, make it more pork shreds like pulled pork. And this is going to be absolutely delicious. So I'm going to finish this up, put it on the stove, and get started putting these together. And I want to take a minute to show you guys all of my entries this year were canned using 4 jars lids. I want to just say that 4 jars lids are one of the best lids that I've used. I have done almost 100 jars, you guys. No failures. Not with my jam that I've done. So here is some of my pomegranate jam and my jelly using the 4 jars lids. Everything's sealed. Everything has sealed so far that I've used. I'm really happy with the quality. They are really amazing, you guys. So if you have not used these, go to 4 jars lids. The link will be in my description box, and use my discount code NANA10, N-A-N-A 10, for 10% off every purchase. And they don't only have lids, you guys. So a lot of people don't talk about their hand towels. Their hand towels are amazing. High quality, really, really good. I absolutely love them, and I'll be showing them again in another video coming soon this week. But if you have not tried the 4 jars lids, I highly, highly recommend that you try them. They have the little date mark on here. They are really good. I mean, good quality lids, you guys, for less than you would pay for regular lids. I highly recommend them. Okay, back to our pork with green sauce, our green pork Chile Verde. This is done. So what I would normally do now is put this on low. I would put my sopes, which are right here, and they have the rack. These are going to go into the air fryer with the food on them, and I'll show you how to do that. So let's make sopes. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to get a little bit of the sauce, and I'm just going to put it on. I'm just going to show you guys one. So I'm going to get a little bit of the pork too. That's okay. I'm doing this with one hand, you guys, so it's a little bit difficult for me. Not getting my gimbal out tonight. Get some of the sauce. Okay, so this is what I'm doing, is I'm putting some of the sauce on here, getting the sauce in here, and with some pork is fine. And we're just going to spread it on here. So I'm going to do this with all three of these. You can put some beans on here. So I would put some green sauce on, and then some beans, then some pork, and then some cheese. Pop it in your air fryer, and you are good to go. So I'm going to do these a couple of different ways, and then I'll come back and show you guys. Okay, so here they are just with the pork and the green sauce. I'm going to add a little bit of beans to these and then some cheese, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is what they look like right before I put them into the air fryer. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to show you one more thing that I do. Okay, in they go, the air fryer. Okay, so I am putting them in for 4 minutes at 340. And my air fryer is a GoWise, so it's kind of like a toaster oven air fryer. Okay, so the other thing I like to do is just make a quesadilla, put some pork on it, put a little bit of cheese on it, and put it together with another fried tortilla, and you have a nice quesadilla. So all I did was I deep fried the flour tortilla. I filled this with the pork and the melted cheese, and we're just going to let that set there like that, and then I'm going to cut it into slices and serve it. And there you have it, you guys. A meal made from your shelf-stable pantry. Quesadillas, refried beans, sope, guacamole, sour cream, a full meal. Thanks for watching, you guys. I will see you soon.